Radio Energy, broadcasting to you live. Go to radioenerg.net.
Michael, can you hear me? Hello?
Yes, hello.
Yes, there he is. How you doing?
Aye, not bad, how are you?
Good. We're having a great time here. Wish we were here, but
Excellent.
you can join us on the phone, thanks to the wonders
of
of
course.
modern technology. Michael, we're going to sort of have our Scottish section with you on the line.
Oh, excellent. Nice.
So we'll quickly talk about Celtic. I mean, they've basically won the league, but they are still playing competitive fixtures, so we sort of have to mention that. They beat Inverness at the weekend by 3-0, was it?
Yeah.
And
Now, yeah.
crucially, Dembele and Griffiths started up front together.
Yeah, it was interesting actually. They played kind of a different system, played a 3-5-2 instead, and Stuart Armstrong slotted in at right back, but he ended up in the SPFL Player of the Week.
See,
the right back position.
I've been waiting for Brendan Rodgers to whap out his 3-5-2 and play midfielders in weird positions. So I'm glad it's
It was
happened.
quite exciting, yeah.
I'm glad it's happened.
It
So-
did do well.
So when you're playing, obviously, a team like Inverness, I think the question was, you are able to accommodate Dembele and Griffiths in the same team because you don't have to. You can make a sacrifice by having only three at the back. So do you think it worked for you?
It did seem to, and obviously with a 3-0 scoreline, can't really go wrong with that. And Inverness were the only team to take points off Celtic
Yes,
so
that's
far
true,
in the
yeah.
league. So
And that was
yeah,
something
they
that
are actually a decent side as well.
good. David,
But it did seem to work, yeah.
Yeah, Celtic do what Celtic do best is win games and score goals with a high margin, and Inverness held them at home early in the season. It was an impressive performance
Away
for
from
them.
home, David.
I'm saying it was at Inverness. I'm saying Michael.
Alright.
Yeah, they held them and they got the point they wanted, but fortunately it wasn't to be at Celtic Park, and I think Celtic played well, and the likes of Griffiths, as you said, starting off with Dembele is a good sign maybe for the future that both strikers can play together, as they did when Griffiths came on as a substitute in League Cup game and in other substitute appearances that he's made before.
yep. Quick word from you, Bryce.
I mean, Celtic just look like they're the strongest team in the Championship.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah,
Can't
I
really
guess
add
you
more
can't
to
really add
that.
more than that. That's true.
Yeah.
Aberdeen, they also had a win. They won away from home at Partick Thistle, and the only other team, weirdly, to win in the league this weekend was Dundee. They had a big
really?
they had a big win over Motherwell. And Michael, it leaves the table looking like this: like there are only 3 points separating the bottom 7 from Inverness,
Yeah.
who are in.
is it Ross County are in last place?
Yeah, Ross
yeah,
County are in
right,
last
right.
place, and it's only 3 points from them to Inverness, who are in
Yeah.
5th, I think.
It's the most exciting
so-
league in the world.
So what is going on there? You've got teams like Kilmarnock, Partick Thistle, Hamilton, Motherwell, Dundee.
Yeah, well,
do you think it's just because there isn't actually that much to separate them? Is it?
yeah. I'd say apart from the top 4, obviously you got Celtic, Aberdeen, Rangers, and Hearts.
Yeah.
And then I'd say those 4 teams are far ahead of everyone else. Then you've got St Johnstone, who are kind of that middle ground between the top 4
Uh-huh.
and the rest of the league. And then basically, yeah, nothing else to separate them. It has traditionally always been close as well. But there's, like, in recent seasons, there's always been that one team who have been in 12th and went down. Like, they've been miles behind everyone else.
Yeah, it was Dundee United
It was
last
Dundee
season,
United
wasn't it?
this year, yeah.
Yeah.
But now with the introduction of that kind of relegation playoff, no one's really safe out of these teams. That does kind of add a little bit extra to it as well, so it's quite interesting.
Yeah, it is really interesting. If you were to pick one team out of them who would, I guess, be your nailed on for relegation, would you be able to pick one?
I wouldn't be able to pick one, but I will say it will be Kilmarnock.
Kilmarnock. This
Kilmarnock.
year will finally be it for them,
Yeah.
because they've
yeah,
sort of
I think
flirted with it over the past few years, haven't they?
Yeah, they were in the relegation playoff last year and they beat Falkirk quite convincingly, but
Mhm.
they were a better team last year than they were this year, so I'm not...
With teams like Hibs
sure.
and Dundee United potentially in the playoff this year, you've got to be a lot better set up now.
That's true. Yeah.
Exactly,
Yeah.
yeah.
And I guess also you do have the potential of Hibs and Dundee United coming back up. Obviously, 2 big teams. I guess this season is kind of important for those teams to make sure they're still in the league, because you can imagine
Yeah, definitely.
next season in the Scottish Premiership being a much tougher league with Hibs and Dundee United coming back in.
Yeah, and as Hibs have actually proven, it is really difficult to get out of the Championship again
Yeah,
and back
that's
into
true.
the SPFL. So yeah, it's quite. You don't really want to get trapped down there, because
No.
you look at St Mirren, they only got relegated 2 years ago or something, and they're now bottom of the Championship.
Yeah, exactly.
Which is quite, so it is obviously quite difficult to get out of.
So yeah, that's definitely caught my interest. I'm gonna be following that very closely.
Get in touch. Go on. Tweet at Radio ENRG. Email radioenrg@gmail.com.